Hello again. Okay, I also just wanted to share a really quick testimony from today that coincides with taking the steps of obedience that are before you and following His guiding and leading and direction and staying in His timing and being led by peace. So just to briefly recap, and I might even be a little bit premature in sharing this, so I'm not going to go into all of the specific details, but to kind of give you a summary of what happened today. So a little bit of a recap. I have, over the past, couple of weeks, I guess, I've been sensing a shift of season for myself. Spiritually, in my relationship with the Lord, things have been shifting, and also just in the natural, I've been sensing a shift of season with just what our different family dynamics or roles look like. And so one part of that, not the whole, but one part of that is I've just had this shift of heart that I feel like I'm going to be stepping into, I don't know what you would call it, but more of a partnership with the Lord to bring forth finances for the family. And so I wasn't sure exactly what that was going to look like, whether that was going to be a job or some kind of side hustle, or if the Lord was just going to start dropping checks in the mail or whatever that might look like. I didn't know. But that was starting to stir in my heart. And so there were times where I would maybe pull up Google and just look for different job openings around town. And I never really had peace about that. So I would maybe pull up Google and start to look, and it was almost like a haze would come over me where I would just start to not be able to focus, and I didn't have peace, like I said. And so I would just sort of set it aside and tell myself, well, I'll pick that up later if I'm supposed to. And so I was not getting any particular steps to take or direction as far as what I should be leaning into with that. And so in my heart, I had just settled that as, well, if the Lord isn't showing me exactly a step to take forward, yes, He's with me in all of the steps that I take, but if He's not showing me what that next step is, then what does it look like for me to trust and rest and wait upon Him for the timing of that next step? And that can be a very uncomfortable place because there's a lot of factors. There's other people, there's a bank account, there's bills, there's all these different things that can influence or have an effect on where your peace is at. And it can be uncomfortable to stay in that place of waiting and trusting in Him. So I really haven't been leaning into any particular things, just walking through whatever door the Lord might open up before me. So that brings me to today, where I could not have orchestrated the things that happened, even if I wanted to. So I get up this morning. My mother-in-law has a particular Bible study that she's a part of on Wednesdays. And so for whatever reason, it was at a different person's house, not the house that we normally go to. And so that happened exactly the way that the Lord planned it. I happened to be the one taking her and driving her to this Bible study. That happened exactly how the Lord planned it. When I got there and dropped her off, I remembered that there was a coffee shop in that particular neighborhood, and it was a particular coffee shop that I wanted to go to versus just any old coffee shop. So I decided to drive to that coffee shop to spend my morning having quiet time with the Lord at this coffee shop. That happened exactly the way that the Lord had planned it. I get there and it's a beautiful day out, so the patio is wide open, and that's exactly the way that the Lord planned it to be. I go in and the coffee shop is full. There's no seating inside available. That happened exactly the way the Lord planned it. Just all of these steps falling into place that I'm not thinking about, I'm not coordinating. The Lord has this story written and I just get to walk it out. And it's so seamless and effortless because I'm walking in His peace, and I'm just trusting Him, and I'm following where His peace leads me. So then I go and I get my coffee, and because the inside is full, I sit outside, and I sit at a particular table because it's the only spot left in the shade, and I happen to be sitting right next to a table where two people are talking about some logistics of a job that I'm familiar with. And so without being obnoxious and nosy, I'm listening into their conversation because I recognize what they're talking about. One of the ladies leaves, and I go up to the lady who's still sitting there, and I introduce myself, and I just say, "Hey, I heard you talking. This is what you were talking about aligns with a lot of the experience that I have. Is there any chance that you're hiring?" And it turns into this incredible, beautiful, impromptu interview on the patio. Everything about it was, I'm not kidding, it was so seamless how all of the details came together, where everything that she is sharing, I am a perfect fit for, and everything that I'm sharing sounds like a perfect fit for what she's looking for. And so she hires me on the spot, and I walk away from this conversation. Oh, she also takes me in, gives me a tour, because it turns out the place that she's at, or that she's hiring for, is like literally right around the corner. So she gives me a tour. She introduces me to half the crew. We hit it off. They're awesome. And so afterwards, I'm walking back to my car. I'm like, Lord, what just happened? Like, all of these factors that had to fall into place exactly in perfect timing in order for this whole situation to even unfold. I'm just amazed by His goodness and His faithfulness, and how His peace truly is the compass of my life. And I have to remind myself of that, because sometimes I forget, and sometimes, the cares of life and the worries and all the things can wear you down. And so this is a testimony to share with you, and also a testimony that I'm reminding myself that He is a safe place of refuge for me, that He is trustworthy because He has never failed me. He is faithful, even when I am not. And so I just wanted to share that as encouragement in talking about what it looks like for us to not jump ahead and try to figure out all of the steps ahead, but to truly just be fully present in the moment and walk out just whatever the next immediate step is before us, to continually be seeking Holy Spirit's heart on what is your plan, what is your desire, what is your best for me, and then when we hear that, to be obedient and responsive to the Lord's voice. So it was such a blessing to my heart. Hope that blesses your heart. We get to do this together. We get to discover together. We get to grow together in intimacy with the Lord. And just to rest in the security and the safety of that promise that his peace truly is my compass. His peace is your compass. Wherever his peace rests, that is your safe place. That is your direction. Wherever his peace doesn't rest, that is not an open door. And so I love you and I bless you. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Bye.